you haven't already, subscribe now. Go ahead and pause the video now. Great. I hope you screenshotted it so you could see exactly what we're working with today. So there's a couple of things there that I don't actually use because I've actually been eyeballing this. I start off with 2 yards and then I fold it in half, and then I'll go ahead and cut that. And then you can go ahead and cut it again if you'd like, if you want to make a child skirt, but if you want to make an adult skirt, you could just leave it like that. And then from here, you are going to want to iron it. I try to be smart about not using too much material, so when I cut my ends, I try to use the edges that don't have that trim part, because when it doesn't have that trim part, the material will run off, so we want to stop it from running off. So we will iron that twice. One time to crease it, and then the second time to finish it. And we will only do this for the bottom part, not the top part. I'm gonna be very honest with you, I don't know anything about sewing machines, but this is what I do know, and this is what my setting is set on. I go ahead and lay the trim that I want at the edge of the bottom, and I put it right towards the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew that all the way through. For the top part of my skirt, I'm going to want to make it be 27 inches around the waist part. So I go ahead and try to do my math, and I do a ratio of 2 fingers and then 1 finger fold down, and then I repeat that all the way through until I make my 27 inches or so. So go ahead and do the math yourself. So if you want to go ahead and add a different trim or add a ribbon, you can go ahead and do that. This is what I'm doing here. I am, again, just eyeballing everything. I'm not really using a measuring tape or any pins or any marks. I'm kind of just using my fingers to sort of guide me. So like if you can see, I tucked in the ribbon, put my finger towards the edge, kind of marked that as like an inch, and then used my thumb to separate how far of a distance I was going to be. For the waist bands, I like to use Wright's bias tape, and then I will go ahead and burn the edges so it doesn't run off and I don't sew and waste more material. And then I go ahead and place that at the edge of the top skirt, and right at the tip, the edge of the ribbon, I go ahead and sew all the way through down. And then once I placed all the ribbon and trim that I desire, I go ahead and put the edges together, and then I sew all the way down to at least the mid part, and then I cut it off. I think this for me just allows me to close the waist part whenever I want, and it also fits the hip part. And that's it. That's pretty much what I do to make my skirts. I learned off of YouTube and TikTok, and also just following my intuition, because there's times that it just doesn't come out right. But then that's exactly when I start to find new ways and different styles of coming up with something else. So thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys with new skirts all over the place and see what you guys can create. Bye!